Let me just say, they finally realized what they lost. And I do not say that in this dramatic, oh my gosh, they're crying on the floor kind of way, even though for some of them, babe, emotionally, they might be. I'm saying this because your absence has finally become loud enough that they cannot ignore it anymore. And you know what I'm getting? They thought your absence would be easy. They thought it would be quiet. They thought they would move on with their life, distract themselves, replace your energy, find someone else who gives the same warmth, the same patience, the same understanding, the same softness, the same loyalty. But your absence became the loudest thing in their life. And that is why this message found you for a reason, okay? Because I feel like whoever you are, you have been sitting in this strange energy where a part of you knows something shifted. But you cannot fully explain it. You might not even want them back. That's the thing. This is not even about you sitting around waiting, crying, praying, begging, hoping they finally see your worth. No, my love. That version of you is not here anymore. That version of you has been laid to rest. That version of you was the version they thought they could keep accessing. And now, they cannot. Hold on, because this is important. The card coming through here is justice, and I want to use this symbolically, not as fortune-telling, but as a mirror. Justice is balance. Justice is truth. Justice is the moment where the emotional math finally starts mathing, okay? It is that moment when somebody has to sit with the consequences of what they chose, what they dismissed, what they mishandled, what they thought would always be available. And I feel like that is exactly what is happening in someone's energy right now. They are looking at the situation differently. They are replaying moments differently. Things they once justified, they cannot justify anymore. The way they treated you, the way they overlooked you, the way they acted like your love, your presence, your support, your forgiveness, your understanding was just something they were entitled to. No, babe. Justice is saying, look at it clearly now. And they are. They are finally seeing it clearly. And with this Ace of Swords energy coming through now, babe, this is not soft confusion anymore. This is not them sitting there like, I wonder what happened. I wonder why things feel different. No. This is a mental breakthrough. This is the truth, cutting through all the little stories they told themselves so they could sleep at night. And I want to be very clear, again, not fortune-telling, but symbolically. The Ace of Swords is that moment where the mind cannot keep lying to the heart. That is what I feel here. They are realizing that what they called too much was actually you caring. What they called sensitive was actually you being emotionally aware. What they called needy may have simply been you asking for consistency, honesty, effort, basic respect. Hold on, because somebody needs to hear that. You were not asking for the moon, babe. You were asking not to be left guessing. You were asking not to be made to feel like loving you correctly was some impossible assignment. And now the truth is sharp. Now they are looking back and realizing, wait, they really did try. They really did show up. They really did forgive me. They really did give me chances I did not even deserve at the time. And that is where justice and this Ace of Swords meet. Because justice says, look at the truth. And the Ace of Swords says, you cannot unsee it now. That is the part they are struggling with. Because this is not just, I miss their attention. No, babe. This is, I mishandled someone who was genuine with me. That hits different. Missing attention is easy. Missing comfort is easy. Missing access is easy. But realizing you were careless with someone's softness. Realizing somebody was patient with you while you were being prideful, distant, inconsistent, emotionally unavailable. That is a different kind of silence. And your absence is not empty. That is the thing. Your absence has become a mirror. Every time they sit alone, every time something does not feel right, every time somebody else does not understand them the way you did, they have to face it. They have to face the emotional labor you carried. the loyalty they leaned on, the forgiveness they got comfortable receiving, the warmth they assumed would just stay there, waiting. But this realization did not happen because they suddenly became wise, my love. It happened because something they tried to use to distract themselves stopped working. And with the devil reversed showing up here, babe. Symbolically, this makes so much sense. Because this is the part where the thing that used to numb them does not numb them anymore. The thing that used to distract them does not distract them anymore. The pattern that used to give them a quick hit of control, pride, attention, validation, whatever it was, it is not doing what it used to do. And that is uncomfortable. Because I feel like they really did try to convince themselves they were fine. They tried to keep moving. They tried to fill the space. Maybe it was other people. Maybe it was work. Maybe it was going out, staying busy, scrolling all night, acting unbothered, posting like life was just flowing, pretending they were in this new chapter where your absence did not touch them. But babe, noise is not peace. Attention is not warmth. Access is not intimacy. Conversation is not understanding. Somebody being around is not the same as somebody actually seeing you. And that is where they started to feel the difference. Because they may have found people who entertained them, people who laughed with them, people who gave them a momentary escape. But they did not find what you gave. And please hear me when I say this. That does not mean you were perfect. That does not mean you never had moments, never had emotions, never had fears, never had things you were healing from. No, my love. It means you were real. It means your love had a depth to it. It means your presence carried safety. It means you were not just there to be convenient. You were there with your whole heart. And they treated that like it was replaceable. That is why this devil reversed energy feels so important. Because it is like the chain is loosening around the illusion. The illusion that they could just detach and not feel it. The illusion that pride would protect them. The illusion that somebody else's attention would erase your absence. The illusion that if they just kept themselves distracted long enough, the truth would eventually get tired and leave them alone. But truth does not get tired, babe. Justice does not disappear just because somebody is avoiding it. It waits. It sits quietly. It lets them run through every excuse, every distraction, every little performance of I'm good. And then one day, something does not hit the same. The party feels empty. The conversation feels shallow. The new attention feels loud but hollow. The silence after the distraction feels heavier than before. And that is when they realize it was never just about you leaving. The most painful part is that you stopped reaching back. And with death reversed showing up here, babe, symbolically, that is exactly the energy. Because this is not just an ending. This is the part where somebody is resisting the ending even after they helped create it. That is the thing. They may have acted like they were okay with losing access to you. They may have acted like, fine, whatever, let them go. They may have told themselves, they'll calm down, they'll come back. They always do. Because before, even when you were hurt, your energy was still there. Even when you pulled away physically, your heart was still reaching. Your spirit was still checking the door. Your mind was still making excuses. Your softness was still leaving a little light on, just in case they decided to show up differently. But now? No, babe. Something in you stopped waiting at that door. And that is what they feel. Not just that you are not texting. Not just that you are not calling. Not just that you are not posting something for them to decode. Or leaving little emotional breadcrumbs. Or silently hoping they will notice your pain. It is deeper than that. It is energetic. It is the part of you that used to lean toward them, even in silence, finally leaned back into yourself. Hold on, because this matters. Physical absence is one thing. Somebody can tell themselves stories about that. They can say, oh, they're just busy. They're just upset. They're just trying to get my attention. But energetic absence, that hits different. Because energetic absence says, I am not secretly waiting for you to become who I needed you to be. Energetic absence says, I am not keeping myself emotionally available to someone who kept mishandling my heart. Energetic absence says, I can love you, forgive you, understand you, and still not abandon myself for you anymore. And Death Reversed is showing me that they are struggling with that transition. They want the old version of the connection to still be there, even though they did not protect it. They want the door to still feel warm, even though they left it open in the cold. They want to believe nothing has really changed. But my love, something has changed. You did not slam the door. You did not have to become cruel. You did not have to make a big announcement. Your spirit just got tired of standing in the same place, waiting to be chosen correctly. And now they feel it in the strangest moments. And with this Six of Pentacles showing up here, babe, symbolically, that is the moment where they start noticing the imbalance in the smallest, most inconvenient ways. Because the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. It is about exchange. It is about who poured, who took, who showed up, who stood there with open hands, and who got comfortable receiving without really asking, wait, am I giving anything back? And now they are feeling that. Not always in some huge dramatic breakdown. Not always at 3 a.m. with music playing and tears falling. Even though, listen, for some of them, maybe, but for a lot of them, it is quieter than that. It is them hearing a song and suddenly remembering how you used to explain the lyrics. It is them passing a place and realizing, we went there. It is them having a good day and wanting to tell someone. But the one person who would have really understood the little details is not available anymore. That is where your absence gets loud. They thought they would just miss you in the obvious moments. Birthdays, late nights, memories, old photos. But no, babe, they are missing you in the ordinary moments, in the random grocery aisle, in the middle of a conversation where somebody else laughs but does not really get it, in the quiet after they hang up the phone with someone and realize, that did not feel like what I used to feel. Because what you gave was not just attention. You gave presence. You gave emotional generosity. You gave patience when they were hard to understand. You gave softness when they were guarded. You gave them the benefit of the doubt when, honestly, my love, they were not always giving you the same grace back. And this Six of Pentacles is holding up that mirror. It is asking, was this balanced? It is asking, did you only notice the love when it stopped coming? It is asking, did you think somebody could keep pouring forever and never get tired? No, babe. People get tired. Hearts get tired. Spirits get tired. And sometimes the most loving thing someone can do for themselves is stop standing there with their hands full. Offering more to someone who keeps acting like receiving is the same as reciprocating. And now memory keeps interrupting their denial. Emotional truth keeps tapping them on the shoulder. The universe, life, whatever you want to call it, keeps putting little reminders in front of them that say, do you understand now? And this is where their ego starts fighting their heart, because now they want to reach out. They just do not know how. And with the Page of Wands reversed here, babe, that energy is so clear. Because upright, the Page of Wands wants to move, wants to speak, wants to act, wants to follow that little spark. But reversed? That is somebody with the impulse, but not the courage. Somebody with the message in their chest, but their pride sitting on top of it. Somebody who wants to do something, but then talks themselves out of it before anything real can happen. That is what I feel here. They may type something and delete it. They may open the conversation and close it. They may check your page, your story, your status, your energy, whatever access they still think they have, and then sit there pretending they were not looking. They may wonder, do they hate me? Then, 2 seconds later, their ego says, why do I care? Then their heart says, because you do. And that back and forth, babe, that is exhausting them more than they want to admit. Because now the reminders have pushed them to the edge of contact. But contact requires humility, and that is where they freeze. Because reaching out is not just sending a hey, not after what happened, not after the silence, not after the avoidance, not after they acted like they did not understand what they were doing. A real message would require them to face the fact that they waited too long, that they let pride speak louder than care, that they made you sit in confusion while they sat in comfort, and now they do not know what version of you they are going to meet. Hold on, because that part matters. They are not just afraid you will ignore them. They are afraid you will answer and sound different. They are afraid you will be kind but distant, warm but unavailable, polite but no longer open. Because that would confirm what they already feel. The door did not disappear, but the energy behind it changed. And I want you to hear this clearly, my love. Guilt is not the same as accountability. Missing you is not the same as being ready to love you correctly. Wanting reassurance is not the same as wanting repair. Some people reach out because they want forgiveness. Some reach out because they want relief. Some reach out because they want to know they still have access. But not every apology deserves the same version of you. Because with the moon reversed coming through here, babe, symbolically, this is you coming out of the fog. This is you not needing to guess anymore. This is you not needing to sit there decoding someone's silence like it is a secret language. This is you not needing to wonder, did I do too much? Did I say too much? Did I love too hard? Was I asking for something unreasonable? No, my love. The moon reversed says the confusion is lifting. The illusion is breaking. The emotional fog that kept you doubting yourself is not holding you the same way anymore. And listen, that does not mean you became cold. That does not mean you stopped caring overnight. That does not mean your heart turned into stone, because I do not feel that from you. I feel somebody who is still soft but wiser, still loving, but no longer available for emotional chaos, still compassionate, but no longer willing to abandon themselves just to make somebody else feel comfortable. That is growth, babe. And that is justice, too. Because justice is not only them realizing what they lost. Justice is you realizing what you deserve. Justice is you finally saying, wait a minute. I can understand someone's wounds without letting those wounds keep cutting me. Justice is you realizing that love does not require you to stay confused. Love does not require you to shrink your needs. Love does not require you to keep handing someone the benefit of the doubt while they keep handing you uncertainty.
No, babe.
You are not required to punish them. You are not required to be harsh. You are not required to turn bitter just because they were careless. But you are also not required to reopen a door just because somebody finally feels the draft. You are not required to become available again just because they are uncomfortable with the consequences. You are not required to give them the old you just because the new you scares them. And that is what they are going to feel if they come forward. Even if a message comes, even if an apology comes, even if they finally say the words you once needed to hear, it is meeting a different version of you. A version that listens but does not collapse. A version that cares but does not chase. A version that can forgive but still choose peace. And the part they do not fully understand yet, they did not lose you when you walked away. The real loss happened much earlier than that. It happened while you were still there. And with this Two of Pentacles coming through, babe, symbolically, this is exactly what I mean. Because this is the energy of juggling, balancing, trying to keep everything moving, trying to hold two sides of something at once. And I feel like for a long time, that was you. You were holding the connection together with both hands while they acted like they could be half present and still keep you fully invested. No, babe. They did not lose you the day you stopped answering. They lost you the day you explained yourself for the last time and realized they still were not listening. They lost you the day you forgave them. But something in your chest did not soften the same way after. They lost you in those quiet moments where you cried, wiped your own tears, and still showed up like nothing happened because you were trying to be mature, trying to be patient, trying to understand. Hold on, because somebody needs to hear this. Your breaking point was not sudden. It was not random. It was not you being dramatic. It was accumulated. It was every unanswered need, every confusing conversation. Every time you had to ask for basic effort and then felt guilty for asking. Every time you swallowed the whole truth about how hurt you were because you did not want to start another argument. Every time you told yourself, maybe they are stressed, maybe they are scared, maybe they do not know how to love right now. And maybe some of that was true. But my love, truth does not erase impact. Someone can have reasons and still hurt you. Someone can be confused and still confuse you. Someone can care in their own way and still fail to show up in the way you needed. And that is where justice comes back in. Because consequences are often delayed, but they are not denied. They thought you were staying, because nothing was changing inside of you. But something was changing the whole time. You were grieving the connection while you were still in it. You were learning how to stop expecting consistency. You were practicing life without their emotional reliability before you ever physically walked away. And that is why your boundaries now are not coldness. They are evidence. They are the receipt. They are the proof that you loved for as long as you could without abandoning yourself completely. And now the roles are reversing, babe. The uncertainty they once handed to you is now sitting with them. And with the Seven of Swords reversed showing up here, babe, symbolically, this is the part where avoidance starts catching up with somebody. Because upright, the Seven of Swords can be that sneaky energy. The dodging, the withholding, the acting like they do not know exactly what they are doing. But reversed? That is when the truth starts slipping out. That is when somebody cannot hide from themselves anymore. That is when the little games, the little silences, the little half-truths, the little emotional exits start looking very different under the light of consequences. And now they are sitting in what they once handed to you. You used to wonder where you stood. Now they wonder where they stand. You used to check the energy. Now they check the silence. You used to ask yourself, did I mess this up? Did I push too hard? Did I ask for too much? Now they are the one replaying conversations, wondering if they went too far, wondering if there is anything left to say, wondering if your heart is still somewhere they can reach. And listen, this is not revenge. No, babe, this is not about you needing them to suffer. This is not about you sitting there hoping they feel every ounce of confusion they gave you. This is about reality catching up. This is about balance being restored in a situation where one person got too comfortable leaving the other person emotionally suspended. And justice is saying, okay, now sit with it. Now feel what uncertainty feels like. Now understand what silence can do when somebody you care about stops explaining themselves. That is the reversal. Because you used to feed the cycle with your emotional availability. Not because you were weak, my love, but because you loved. You would clarify. You would soften. You would reach. You would try to fix the misunderstanding before they even took responsibility for creating it. You would give them a bridge back to you over and over again. But now your peace is the bridge being lifted. And that might be what panics them the most. Not anger, not a fight, not some huge dramatic ending. Your peace, your quiet, your ability to not chase the old pattern anymore. Your ability to let the silence sit without rushing to make it comfortable for them. Hold on, because that is powerful. The message did not find you to pull you backward, babe. It found you to confirm something your soul already knew. And with this Six of Cups coming through here, babe, symbolically, this is the memory card. This is the sweetness. This is the past. This is the part of the connection that still has fingerprints on both of you, even if life has moved, even if time has passed, even if you are not standing in the same place anymore. Because yes, they finally realized what they lost. But hold on, my love, because the message is not only about them. It is not only about whether they miss you, whether they regret it, whether they reach out, whether they sit with old memories and finally understand that what you gave them was rare. That may be happening. That may be part of it. But the deeper message is about you. It is about the fact that you do not have to chase a memory to prove it was real. You do not have to beg someone to value what they already experienced. You do not have to keep explaining your heart to someone who only understands it when they no longer have access to it. You do not have to perform your worth, soften your truth, shrink your needs, or keep reopening yourself just because the past suddenly looks beautiful to someone who did not protect it when it was present. No, babe. The Six of Cups can hold nostalgia, but nostalgia is not always instruction. Sometimes it is just a reminder that there was love there, a reminder that there were beautiful moments, a reminder that you did care deeply, that you did try honestly, that you did show up with a softness that deserved to be handled with care. And justice has already moved. Whether they speak or stay silent, justice has already moved. Whether they apologize or keep fighting their pride, justice has already moved. Whether they finally say, "I see it now," or never find the words, justice has already moved because you came back to yourself. That is the blessing here. You are not waiting for them to name your value before you believe in it. You are not waiting for them to miss you before you know you mattered. You are not waiting for them to regret losing you before you allow yourself to heal. This message found you for a reason, okay? Not to pull you back into longing, not to make you stare at the door, not to make you live inside what could have been. It found you to remind you that they may have finally realized what they lost, but you finally realized what you deserve. And the version of you they lost is not the version they can come back and find.